Hello and welcome back for another wild review. And today's review is all about the Fujifilm 8-16mm wide-angle lens, as known as Ginormica. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. It's stunning and I love this time of year, which is spring, because it gives you a sense of renewal, change and just rebirth, and I love this time of year. It's probably one of my favorite times of year. So back to the lens. When I first got this lens straight out the box, I absolutely loved it, but I will go into the details of why very soon. But here are some photos just to give you an idea about this lens and yeah, what I've done with it. So here you go. So the first point I want to discuss about this lens is perspective. Now, when I first got this lens, as I mentioned, I just loved it straight away. I was just like, oh my word, and I just got so excited, and it just like reinvigorated me with like photography and sparked something new in my creativity. And I was literally running around like a child, just going, ooh, taking pictures of absolutely everything. I'm not even joking, everything. But it was the change of perspective and that refreshing new style, and I just really needed that, and it felt like I was documenting stuff rather than being in the scene. It was like watching it from an outer perspective, and I love the wide angle for that. Yeah, I will show you some images in just a minute of perspective and how I've made the most of that, and yeah, I hope you like them and I hope you can see what I mean about perspective. But yeah, here they are. Sorry, I just have a sip of my coffee and then I carry on. So you know it's coming because I don't shut up about this, and if you've watched my other reviews, you will know for a fact that I absolutely love versatility in photography and with my lenses. It's very important to me, it's important to my style, it's important to my approach to photography. So I originally got this lens for astrophotography, and hands up, I haven't done as much as I wanted to yet, but this is my plan this year, to do a lot more. I want to get more star trails, that's the plan. But I've used this lens now for landscape, for portrait, for buildings. That was a surprise to me, and who'd have thought I'd like to shoot buildings? But apparently I do now. So I will give you examples now of where this lens has been exceptional with buildings, and yeah, it is brilliant. So here they are. I don't know what it was with this lens, and with all my lenses really. I think they've just all opened up a different experience in photography. If you just limit yourself with a 56mm, for example, it's just a tight image and you're going to limit yourself to that. Whereas if you get something like this, completely the juxtaposition, which is a wide angle, for example, you like opening up so many possibilities and different ideas to your photography. So yeah, that's what this did for me. It sparked new styles, new images and new photography, and it was a whole new experience, and I really love that. So as I mentioned before, this lens made me feel like I was documenting my photography or a scene. I felt like I was a fly on the wall watching a scene or watching a subject, and it was an outer perspective, and it made me want to get more detailed shots of the scene to tell a story. And this is what this lens does well. You can tell a story with this lens in such a magical way. So I will give you an example now of just one scene where I took multiple pictures to tell a story of that scene. I hope you like those, and I hope you can see what I mean about documenting and how this lens just opened up that style for me, and it's brilliant. The only critique I have, and it will be my only constructive feedback to Fujifilm, is that I really wish they made this lens 8 to 23mm, because sometimes when you're at 16mm, you just wish you had that little bit extra to go. That is my only constructive feedback. It might be useless, but yeah, that's the only thing I'd say. Sometimes you just feel like you're missing that extra little bit. But yeah, that's all I have to say. So the next point I wanted to discuss is image quality. There's extremely good and extremely good quality images you are left with after taking a picture of this lens. And this relates to tones. It's so good at picking up the colors in skies, clouds, sunrise and sunset with this lens. Sometimes I've had pictures where I've not even edited them because it just picks up the tones beautifully. And I really like that, and I really appreciate that, because I don't like to edit a lot. I like to keep them as real as possible to how they were shot on the day. That's very important to me. But linking to that point of tones, sometimes this lens, the contrast, the sharpness and the saturation can be quite high. So that would be my only critique to that. Is like it always seems very like pushed up on those three areas. Moving on to sharpness, this lens is extremely sharp, and I was actually surprised how sharp it was, especially with close-up subjects. As I've taken shots of flowers and you could just see like the details of water droplets, and it's incredible. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the sharpness of this lens and the clarity. But there are times when I've shot wider and it just like it almost blows everything sharp, and it just doesn't look natural, which I don't like, and I've found myself reducing the sharpness at times. Apart from that, the sharpness is amazing. You wouldn't be disappointed. And my final point I'm gonna make with this lens is that if you like sunstars, this does them so well. And if I have any examples, I'll try and show you some, but the clarity of the sunstar, especially when you're shooting in a narrow aperture, is just beautiful and amazing. It's very magical to do. I'll move on to my next point now. Whee! Okay, just let me adjust this because it's wrong. Okay, that's better. I felt so far away. I was like, I'm doing a review and I was like, hey, I'm over here. So anyway, sorry. Next point is just about general use. So this lens is just easy to use, and what I love this point about this lens is that it is weather sealed. Oh, I wish my 56mm was weather sealed, but it's not. But what's nice is when you do have a lens that's weather sealed, you have the confidence to shoot in all the elements. And I've shot in the rain with this and it has been fantastic. It's been absolutely great. Not damaged, nothing, it's great. So as I've said, you can shoot in the rain and it's really good, and you can see by my examples, I am not lying, they're there. And my next points are the cons of this lens, and I only have two because I've discussed some already, but the first one is the fact that this does not have a thread for a filter. And if you do want a filter for this lens, you have to get some external housing that goes around it, but that will set you back about £350. And with it being already quite an expensive lens, adding to that, I just think it's a little bit, not cheeky, but it is a bit cheeky. So that's my criticism number one. My criticism number two, as you can see, she is a bit of a chunky monkey. She is a chunky lens. And if you got that coupled with a tripod and then the housing for a filter, as we've just discussed, and then your other lenses, your camera bag does become pretty hefty. And I've taken this up mountains and it's been quite heavy. So I think it's just to be aware of that. It is a chunky lens. Okay, so I am done and you don't have to listen to me anymore. This is a brilliant lens and I love it. I knew straight away that I'd love it and it's not failed me. And I think the main thing for me was the new perspective and the awakening of the new creativity in myself that this lens found. It brought something out which is brilliant and I love shooting with it. It's such a great lens, and actually I think I pick this one up quite a lot nowadays. It's a brilliant lens and it was well worth the money, and there was no second thought of me not wanting it, unlike my other lens. And I hope this has helped. Again, if you have any questions, please just feel free to drop me a comment and I will happily answer anything. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna go now because I wanna go enjoy the sunshine because it's far too nice outside to be sat here right now. So I'm gonna go outside and make the most of it because life is far too short to not do the things that you enjoy. So remember that. Yeah, so have a good day. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are, and yeah, stay awesome. All right then, see ya, bye.